Welcome to art. Today we are going to be starting our Van Gogh inspired collage of flowers. Today our first step is going to be to write our name on the back of this paper so we don't forget. Then you're going to flip it over and you are going to be adding masking tape to the sides. This is going to give it this effect of like a border. So to do this, you're going to tear off a piece and you're going to line it up with the edge of the paper the best you can. Make sure it's straight. And then you're going to kind of make sure it's pushed down, but you don't want to push super hard because then it's really going to get stuck and it could tear the paper later. So I'm going to kind of measure this and then rip it with my fingers. It's okay if a little bit hangs off the edge, that way it'll be easy to take it off of the paper later. And we're gonna do one more at the top. Okay, now that we've done that, we're just gonna make sure all the edges are smooth, just lightly touching them. And then I'm going to draw a line towards the bottom of my paper so that I remember to stop using blue right there because it needs to go from blue to brown for like a table. So just towards the bottom of the paper, I'm just going to sketch a line in pencil so I remember where to stop with blue. Now I'm going to begin with blue paint. It'll be a light blue color that I've already mixed for you. Going to get some on your paintbrush. Might need to hold your paper. And you want to bring it all the way to the edge, but you don't need to paint the tape completely because we're going to take that off. And this should not take that long because it's one color. We're just trying to get the paper covered with this blue. You want to make sure you're smoothing it out as you go. You don't want huge wet spots or streaks on the paper. All right, now that I've covered the blue part, I'm going to rinse my brush off really well. You gotta dry your brush pretty well. And then we're going to put the lid on the blue, switch to brown. You want to be careful where you get to the blue because you don't want to mix a ton of paint together. All right, now before we put this on the drying rack, we're going to remove the masking tape while it's wet because then the tape will come up pretty easily. So we're going to peel the masking tape a little bit so it's kind of off of the paper. We're going to hold down the paper there and then gently pull this up so that we don't tear the paper underneath. Once you take this off, it can go in the trash cans at the end of your table. And then we are going to put this on the drying rack for next time. That is day one complete. Welcome to art. Today we are going to make the vase today. To do this, you'll need a yellow piece of paper and a pencil. And you're going to try and sketch a oval shape that takes up most of the paper. So I'm going to start on this side and sketch a curved line. And then I'm going to go down on both sides and then connect both sides. Then to get this kind of effect, like there's a darker yellow and a light yellow, we're going to use a white colored pencil to shade in the bottom here. So we're going to add this brown line right here to kind of separate the two parts of the base. And then you are going to sign your name right here like Vincent van Gogh did. So I'm going to do Mrs. Moss. And then this bottom part we're going to color white like this. And just like last year when I taught you guys, you can get a edge like this on your color pencil and it makes coloring faster. All right, now we're going to cut this out. All right, so to finish that up, I just erased any pencil marks that were left on the sides. We're just going to glue this towards the middle and the bottom of our paper. Want to make sure we're getting glue all the way around the edges. Some in the middle too. And we're going to line this up towards the bottom here. We're going to smooth that down. All right, once that's glued down, we're going to start making the circles for our sunflowers and the petals for the other sunflowers. So to do the circles, we're going to draw 4 circles on a brown piece of paper. And you're going to use smaller circles because you don't want them to be too big. So I'm going to do 2 of this size. Notice I'm using the side of the paper first, not directly in the middle. That way I have room to draw more circles. So I use that one. And then I think I'm going to do actually this bigger size, 2 of these. I am going to cut these out. And you kind of want to just turn your paper as you're cutting to cut out the circle. All right, those are our 4 circles. And you can kind of see on mine where I've placed them. We're going to do a similar placement. So I have a small one here. They're a little bit different in size. That's okay, as long as they fit. Then we're going to glue them down, and I'm going to use glue on the side with the pencil marks. That way I don't have to worry about erasing those. You want to make sure there's room in between these so that you can draw a stem. And then we're going to also draw and cut out some petals today for the sunflowers. And I've done you guys a favor by making some stencils of petals so that we can just trace a bunch of these. I think it's a good idea to do 6 for this one, and then maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 on both. We'll do 12. Again, I'm making sure that I'm placing them next to each other on the paper so that I can use the paper fully and not just randomly all over the paper. All right, now I'm gonna cut all these out, and to make this easier on myself, I'm gonna kind of cut this in half so I can turn the paper as I'm cutting. And I'm just gonna put these up here so I don't lose them. Now I'm gonna take a break from cutting because I want us to glue these down after they're cut out, so that if we run out of time to cut the rest of them out, at least these are glued down, they won't get lost. So a good place to put these is right here towards the corner. And you want to keep in mind that you're going to have a circle in the middle eventually, so that completes the sunflower. So you want to make the petals a little spaced out. I'm going to put glue on the side with the pencil mark again and just start putting these petals down. So I'm kind of leaving room for that circle to go there later so it doesn't cover up the petals completely. All right, there is one flower. And then this one is supposed to be from the side, so we're gonna glue those kind of like on top of each other. Go ahead and cut those out. Now, depending on how much time you have left, you may or may not get completely done with this. So we're going to glue these down so that they look like it's a sunflower facing to the side. You want to make sure you're getting a decent amount of glue under these because they can curl off of the paper. All right, that is day 2 complete. Welcome to art. Today we are going to be finishing our Van Gogh inspired sunflowers. Today all you'll need is some oil pastels, and then if you did not get this circle cut out and glued down last time, you can get back out your brown paper and ask for a stencil to finish this up, and you'll just glue that down. You'll use the smallest circle for that. Once you've done that, you're ready to start drawing your stems and things. So first we're just going to draw some stems. There's going to be one that goes here and comes down. And it's supposed to look like it's going behind this one. Then there's going to be one over here. We're going to add some shading to these with a black oil pastel. Just a little bit. You don't want to go crazy. Then for these two, we're going to do brown in the middle. again, this flower is supposed to look like it's going in front of this flower, so you want to make sure you don't color over this with the circle. Then I'm going to add some lines surrounding the middle of this flower. Also going to do a circle on this one. And to add some definition to those, again, we're going to just do a little bit of black. Now we just have these two left, and we're going to use light green for the middle. And then add some definition with dark green. And then we're going to do these little dots around the circle. All right, our last step is going to be to add our lines again on these. And then that's going to be our completed Van Gogh sunflower collage.